like in all aspects of our politics.
Well,
Like now we are looking at 9 governors,
11.
11
11.
thereabout that are seeking for second term, and then other was fresh office, and then plus the ones that were not having them, Ikiti, Edo, and the rest.
Okay, just to comment on the role of the opposition party, like I think in Nigeria over time, the PDP currently, I think they are the major opposition party. Like, and before then we had the PDP in power, and the APC were the major opposition party. But contrary to what is actually expected of an opposition party, and not just one, it could be we can have other opposition parties. You might not be on seat, but you are still like a party, registered party. And then what was supposed to be your role? Because right now elections like presidential, National Assembly election have come and it has gone, and then we've just had the state House of Assembly, the governorship election as well, even though as we speak some places election currently at the VGC estate. I think there was a report that INEC wants to end the election, and then it's contrary to the Electoral Act until the last person, even if it's 2:30, until the last person on the queue is able to vote. But I think there's already a case of ending while other people have not, and I think that is beginning to erupt some kind of disturbances, and I hope that they do the needful to address that issue. We have an Electoral Act that is supposed to answer that question, since people are already on the queue and until the last person votes. You're not supposed to say, oh, it's 2:30, you have to start voting. That becomes disenfranchisement. So, and it's not it's uncalled for that people that were supposed to vote yesterday, for some reasons, it was shifted to today, and then after going out, people are being disenfranchised. It won't be a good one on INEC. So since we have a law, let's live by it, so that we don't find ourselves saying a thing and doing another one. That makes it absence of integrity, absence of principle, because someone that has integrity or is principle, you say it in, you keep to it. If there's a law, let's abide by it. So that's, by the way, opposition parties, like I think their major role is to challenge the party in power, especially when they are going wrong. Because Sambo Solomon, I can assure you that now going forward after this election, already we are seeing that results are being announced. But when you just give some of these politicians 1 week or maybe a day, they will start the process of dumping their party to join the ruling party. That has always been the tradition. And no wonder over time you hear people saying, see, this party and that party, the same, like they are birds of the same feathers. When you check the history of some of these politicians, you see that one time they were here, another time they were there. And no wonder people were saying during the presidential election when Dino Melaye, the agent of APC, was speaking, and some people were like, are you taking him serious when he was in this party? You get. So we see politicians jumping from one party. As far as it favors them, it will favor them. As far as their promises, they will just truncate to another party. We've seen how that the likes of FFK, Fani Kayode, you hear them saying all manner of things over their dead body for them to dump PDP to move to APC. But today, I think reverse is actually the case. You see them in the other party. And that's why it's sad when you see Nigerians, the citizens, the voters now, like killing themselves about certain political party, about a politician that tomorrow you would dump that party and jump to another party. So what is the rule? What is the rule? What are the expectations in case, your result has been announced as member of a state House of Assembly and you just lost? You can be in the opposition and be honorably. You can honorably challenge the process when things are not going right and still be relevant to the system. You don't say, oh, I'm losing my relevance when I don't join the ruling party, because that's always the case. Now you start seeing people truncating already. Probably some people are already thinking, oh, I need to go back to this party. Maybe I'll get some slot. Maybe I'll be offered some kind of position. In fact, some of them are people who go and meet them and say, I'll come to this party now, 2027. you will have something, or just come and show some alliance with us, that they will give you maybe a commissioner, they will give you this. The role of the opposition party is for you to challenge the status quo, especially if it's going wrong, because you contested. That means you had something to offer. You came up with a manifesto, said a lot of things, and if the people that are in power came up and you think they are going contrary to what maybe they had promised or what should be obtainable, you can come up with press releases. You can challenge the system. You can, and that way you make them sit up. But by the time we start seeing opposition party truncating like to other parties, then at the end of the day, people will just end up doing what they want, because nobody's there to challenge you. But take, for instance, even if it's a competition, when you find people that are there to challenge you, you sit up and do your best. So I think the opposition parties, the parties that are maybe losing or are going to definitely maybe at the end of the day lose, because it's a game, at the end of the day there will definitely be a loser and a winner. Take it upon yourself to honorably sit on that opposition seat. Challenge the process, challenge the system, challenge the status quo when things are not going right, and you help to bring about even development. When the ruling parties see that, oh, this person is really, or this party are really monitoring us, and when they are actually living up to their responsibility, I think if I don't perform well in the coming election, I will be voted out. Then they will sit up and do the needful. So I think opposition party need to sit up to their responsibility beyond truncating from one party to the other.
Yeah, if you also, to take my opinion on the roles of, opposition party, we have to look at accountability. Just like, Jakarta was saying, because you are supposed to keep them on check, keep them on their toe. But over the years, we've seen that it is always, it has become a pattern of pushing blame. Why we're unable to achieve this is because these were the people that were in power for the past, and then you see that for the next 4 years, it's all about pushing blame. And then, apart from the fact that we see them cross-carpeting from one party to another, they are always fond of pushing, blames from one place to another. And no wonder when the issue of the saying where we had delegates who were supposed to be the ones responsible for choosing the various people that would represent, and then they were like the fate of Nigeria in the hands of delegates. And we heard people saying that my fate does not lie in any delegate, because most time Nigerians are the ones that give relevance to these political parties. At the end of the day, you've given so much power, just like we're looking at from the beginning. If presently now APC is the one in power, we begin to see people relocating from wherever party they are going, because they feel this is the party that's actually ruling. We are beginning to see prospect that this is the party that possibly will actually be ruling in my own state. We begin to see people shifting from their own party and going over there, forgetting the fact that you also have a responsibility. Apart from the fact that you should be faithful in your own party, we earlier on before the show, we're looking at ideologies of various political parties. What does this political party, what does the party believe in? You as a candidate, what do you believe in? You also have what your expectation before you actually join the party. So that means my expectation or what I believe in as a candidate actually have to, match together with what the political party also stand for. So I think over the years, we've had issues of people not being faithful to their party, cross-carpeting, pushing of blame, becoming like it has become a pattern or a habit where we see that anybody that's in power, and then we begin to see that the opposition party that was there before begin to push blame. So I think just like, before the election, people kept saying that we don't have just two political parties. There were about 18 political parties that registered for the presidential election. So beyond APC, PDP, Labour Party, we have other parties. And all these parties that you are seeing them having so much relevance now, they were one time in no party or little or no feeling. We didn't really feel them. But it was a matter of time that people begin to give this party relevance, because the party cannot operate on its own. It needs people in the party to actually give it relevance. So I think the opposition party need to actually, take a chill pill and actually realize that it's not all about cross-carpeting from one party to another, but you also have to hold the ruling party accountable. What are you doing? Let us see that before 100 days, in the office, let's begin to see that the manifestos you told us you're going to do, let us hold the manifesto and say, okay, we remember this was the person that in power, this were the things you said you were going to do. Have you done number 1 on your agenda? Have you done number 2 on your agenda? We don't want to hear, because these were the people that were there. This is the reason I'm unable to achieve all of this thing. You knew about all of this thing before you gave us your manifesto. So we should be seeing, candidate, we should be seeing opposition party holding the ruling parties accountable. And no wonder people have come out to say that in this, mostly in the urban areas, we really do not know more about politics, because it's only when, we are having an election, that's when we see most of the people in the urban area running helter-skelter. I remember you one time saying that you are a grassroots politician because you know what it means. But how many people in the urban area even attend meeting at the what levels? Most people don't even know what levels are. They don't even know where all the collation of results are. All you know is about, I'm going to cast my vote, and then you stand there, monitor it, make sure there's on the RF. After then, what else? So I think that opposition party have to go beyond, pushing of blame, cross-carpeting. Let us see them holding the ruling party accountable. This is what you say you're going to do. We are hoping to see that you do that. And I think if we go in this pattern, we begin to see a better Nigeria. We begin to see a new face for the country, we have always wished for. But when we keep seeing opposition party pushing blame, this is the reason why we're unable to achieve this. This is the reason why Nigeria is this way. We need to restructure. No, we will not restructure. Nigeria is a nation. No, it's a federal. And all of this thing coming back and forth, you begin to see that we're divided. And before you realize it, 4 years down the line, nothing has been done. Why? Because the present party is all about pushing blame. But I think we have to go beyond pushing of blame as a country and taking up responsibility and say, okay, what can I now do different? We are the ruling party, as opposition party. How can we hold them accountable? Keep them on check. 30 days down, you begin to tell them, it's 4 years old. You have done 30 days. You still have these various years. What are you hoping to do? I think with that, it will keep the ruling party on their toe to do the right thing.
Well, just to take you to Lagos State right now, because it's election time, coalitions are ongoing, and actually results are being announced at different levels, ward levels, local government, even at state level. So for Lagos State, the governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu of Lagos State, he has currently cleared 18 of the 20 local governments in the March 18 gubernatorial election conducted in the state. So far, the APC candidate, who is also the incumbent that is seeking re-election, has about 18,595 votes at the coalition of 15 local government results as at Sunday. And then Sanwo-Olu is ahead of Labour Party's Rhodes Vivo, who presently has 257,502 from the same 15 local governments announced so far. So, well, I think so far the incumbent Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu of Lagos State is actually leading so far. And then just to take you back again to the early discussion of the opposition party, I know that there are times where policies or laws can come up within the party that might not be favorable to one's belief, ideology, and all of that, and might not be what is obtainable or what is right, and might not be what will lead to service to the people, but maybe might look like what is focused at personal interests of the politicians in the political party. I think at that point, when you join a political party with the intention to come up with developmental strides that will be beneficial to the people in which you are representing, and then you just notice that, oh, your party is going against that, or the party that has a constitution that actually attracted you, people in the party are actually going against that constitution, and in your own way you try to see that, no, we have law, we have a constitution, we should live by it. No, if we do this, it's going to be detrimental to the people. But majority of the people, maybe there are form clusters saying, no, we are not going to adhere to that. You can live honorably because at that moment it doesn't align with your belief. I think that is recommendable. But in a situation whereby you join a party because, oh, the constitutional alliance is good, it's for the purpose of development and for service to the people, and just because you feel, oh, because I lost this seat, I cannot remain in the opposition. I think I need to find my way into the ruling party so that I can just have my way, some selfish reasons. Then that is uncalled for, because even as opposition party, you have a responsibility. You are supposed to challenge, like I said, the status quo. And if you think you still have that burning desire to lead, election comes in and go. It's not a family affair or a one-man business. I would say for years you will remain there. So it means that every 4 years or 8 years, you have another opportunity. We've seen people that have contested 2, 3, 4, 5 times. And then at the end of the day, you see the emerge winner, like the present president. 2011, even before then he contested. He didn't win in 2011. 2015 he came into power. 2019 again, and I think he's done based on the constitution of Nigeria the 2-term, just to allow another candidate to come into power as well. So you can be an opposition party and still serve the people. You can just be like, you can work in hand with as well as the ruling party to see how things can. That's if I believe that at least as leaders who have the heart to serve the people, they will be open to even contribution from even the opposition party, except otherwise. So opposition parties, they don't have to be dormant. That's what we always see after elections. You see them challenging one another during campaign, but after elections, like, they just mute, they become muted, and you don't hear anything again until another election. They start pointing fingers. No, you didn't do this. Education, you did not do. Road, you did not do. Insecurity, they have been killing and all of that. But while the killing was taking place, there was no statement for you, no press release, no, like, nothing, press address of any sort. You just keep quiet, more like you're just waiting, let mistakes be happening, and you're just writing them down. When campaigns reach, you use it against the political party. I think that is not the aim. Even 3 years to the next election, 3.5 years before the next election, you can still be active. And I think that will be good.
You know, one of the, sorry Sambo, I know you're about to say something. You know, one of the concerns that has always been on keeping our leaders in check is after the election, we hardly have access to them again. And that's why I kept making emphasis, or we've heard also other people making emphasis on the fact that this governorship and State House of Assembly is closer to us, because it will be easy for you to actually call them back, because then your various local governments, so you can actually, you know, call them and let them know that you on my local government area, you've not been representing me well at this various level. You've not said anything that will actually contribute to the welfare of our own local government that you are representing us. Or we begin to see governors, you know, not acting as they should be when they are supposed to be, you know, kept on their toe to actually do the right thing. And, you know, that was why yesterday I was commending the polling, one of the polling unit in Plateau, where we saw one of the, you know, electorate actually, you know, asking for the remaining ballot papers. We need to go to where we know the power of followership. It's not just about following dumbly, but it's about following and asking for accountability from our leaders. And I think this is the thing we have to be saying with all of these opposition parties that are coming. Yes, just like Jakarta said, we won't want to be seeing them be mute, that it's just when election is by the corner, you begin to rant. And then all this while, when the ruling party was not acting well, you never said anything, you never called them back. We didn't see any press release coming from you. Let us know that, yes, you're swimming well for Nigeria, because at the end of the day, everything boils down to the growth of the country. So I think it's important that we realize the power of followership. We realize that you can do more than just, what are we saying, more than just, you know, sitting back and then letting things to just be the way they are, and then after 4 years, you begin to push blames again.
Well, if you ask me, in my opinion, I ask, what is an opposition? You know, my own definition to that, or my own stand, my own belief to that is different, because I believe after election, every citizen that voted any politician into office automatically becomes an opposition. Do you know why? Because that's when you create the check and balance. He's there now, so you wait and check what he's doing. What did he say he would do? That's us as citizens already, because that's the check and balance. Because if you talk about a political party, they have an ideology. They are following an ideology. We as a citizens, what's our ideology? What do we believe in? What are we pushing? What do we want to see? These are some of the things that citizens will honor and then start pushing. And automatically you become the check and balance. You become the opposition. Now you are not saying no, but you said this, and we are following. Are you doing it? And if it's a political party, like you talk about the 18, all of them are opposition party.
Sure.
But hardly you even hear one coming until the time of election. So sometimes you find out even some of the politicians are just coming to those political parties not because of their ideology, but simply because they feel it's a platform. Without that, INEC will not give them ticket for them to contest. And that's the reason why some people are there. Because some people are even there, don't even know the ideology of that political party. Because if you look at it, the fallout in APC and in PDP and in other party that somehow they're a little bit strong is because of the fallout during primaries that pushed some people to other parties that today, then we are not hearing about them. But today some people are occupying seats. You get the point. Like PDP, for instance. Someone will just look at it and just see, okay, there's PDP, yes, as a political party. But PDP is not known in my state. So why can't I just go there? And then you go there, there's nobody that is contesting, and they give you the ticket. Straight up, they give you the ticket. So what do you expect if you win? Yes, because you can even challenge the party because you are coming with your own popularity. They are not there, you just pick the ticket and you win. So there will be that even fracas if care is not taken, if there's no understanding. So these are some of the things that play there. And then you find out that before long, you see people now, maybe when the problem is there, then you see now people trying to jump and look at where is another political party that is just there. Permit me to say dormant. And then you just feel, okay, let me activate it by my popularity. Let me just go and pick their ticket and just canvass. If I win, fine. This is what is happening. But I don't think that's how it should go. We suppose all of us, because it's either you belong to a political party or you are eligible to vote or you are a voter. That's just it. So that means you have to check those people that are in leadership. So automatically you become an opposition party. Because even in the ruling party, you see how they were acting as if they are opposition party. It's because some people are challenging even the system, that some of them are not doing the right thing, which is, you see from the angle which I'm coming. So in the ruling party, some people become opposition in the ruling party because they are kicking against what is not even right. But we'll just, by 12 o'clock, phone lines will be open. And then you will do well.
4 o'clock.
4 o'clock. Sorry, I beg your pardon. By 4 o'clock, our phone lines will be open. So do well to call us and let's hear what is happening in your area. And because now the results are really flowing, and people are waiting for
still talking about there's anxiety everywhere right now because people are not even concerned about the figures right now. People are very concerned about who wins from which party. Like, but let's remain calm. I think hopefully as the day end, we get to know most of that information. And I think talking about the incumbents and then those that are seeking re-elections, I think from the 28 states that are expected to produce
in our content generation, production,